Hello everyone. Welcome back to English with Suma. And welcome to another day of our 30-day English shadowing challenge. Today, I want you to forget about everything around you for a moment. Forget about what other people are doing. Forget about what you haven't achieved yet. Forget about your mistakes. And think about one simple question. What kind of life do you actually want? Not the life your family wants for you. Not the life society tells you to want. Not the life that looks impressive on social media. I'm asking about your life. What do you dream about? Maybe you dream about a successful career. Maybe you want to travel the world. Maybe you want financial freedom. Maybe you want to speak English confidently. Maybe you want to start your own business. Maybe you want to buy your own house. Maybe you want to support your family. Maybe you simply want a peaceful life where you wake up every morning feeling proud of yourself. Whatever your dream is, I want you to remember something today. A dream is only the beginning. A dream gives you a direction. But your daily actions build the road. Everyone has a dream. When we are children, dreaming is easy. We don't ask, is this realistic? We don't ask, how much money will it take? We don't ask, what will people think? We simply imagine. We say, I want to become this. I want to travel there. I want to do that. And somehow, as we grow older, we become afraid of our own dreams. We start calculating everything. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm too late? What if people laugh at me? What if I don't have enough money? And slowly, we stop dreaming. Not because we don't have dreams, but because we're afraid of not achieving them. So we make our dreams smaller. We tell ourselves, maybe I don't need that. Maybe I'll do it someday. Maybe it's not for people like me. And someday becomes next year. Next year becomes 5 years. And one day, we look back and wonder, what happened to the dream I once had? A dream doesn't have to be huge. Let's clear up one misunderstanding. Your dream doesn't have to be extraordinary. You don't have to become famous. You don't have to become a millionaire. You don't have to change the world. Your dream can be simple. Maybe you want a stable job. Maybe you want to wake up without financial stress. Maybe you want to take your parents on a trip. Maybe you want to have a comfortable home. Maybe you want to become confident enough to speak English without hesitation. Maybe you want to create something of your own. Maybe you want to become healthier. Maybe you want to live peacefully. A dream is personal. Don't let other people decide whether your dream is big enough. If it matters to you, it matters. But what is a goal? Here's where things become interesting. A dream says, I want to become a confident English speaker. A goal says, I will practice speaking English for 30 minutes every day. A dream says, I want a better career. A goal says, I will improve my skills, build projects, and apply for jobs consistently. A dream says, I want to become fit. A goal says, I will exercise 4 days a week. Do you see the difference? A dream describes the destination. A goal gives you a direction. And your habits take you there. The problem with big dreams. Sometimes our dreams are so big that we don't know where to begin. You think about the final result. You imagine yourself successful. You imagine the beautiful house. The amazing career. The confident version of yourself. The passport full of stamps. The financial freedom. And then you look at your current situation. The distance feels enormous. You think, how am I ever going to get there? And because the dream feels too big, you don't take the first step. Here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to build the whole future today. You only have to build today. One step, then another, then another. That's how big dreams become real lives. Think about a tree. Imagine you want to grow a huge tree. You plant a seed today. You look at it tomorrow. Nothing. You look again the next day. Still nothing. After 1 week, you may see nothing. Would you dig up the seed and say, this isn't working? Of course not. You understand that growth takes time. But we don't give ourselves the same patience. We practice something for 10 days, and expect a completely different life. We work on something for 1 month, and become frustrated that we're not successful. We forget that some of the most important growth happens underground. You may not see it yet, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. The first step is usually small. Let's say you want to become fluent in English. Don't begin by saying, I need to become fluent immediately. That's overwhelming. Start with 10 minutes. Speak for 10 minutes. Learn 5 words. Listen to a conversation. Repeat sentences. Record yourself. Tomorrow, do it again. Then again. And again. One day, you'll realize that 10 minutes became 30 minutes. 30 minutes became an hour. And the person who once struggled to speak is now having conversations. That's how transformation happens. Not overnight. Quietly. What are you waiting for? Sometimes we tell ourselves, I'll start when I have more time. I'll start when I have money. I'll start when I feel confident. I'll start when I get a job. I'll start when things become easier. But what if things never become perfect? What if there is always another problem? Another responsibility? Another reason to wait? There will always be something. That's why you can't wait for the perfect moment. You have to start with the moment you have. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a beginning. Don't wait until you feel ready. This is one of the biggest lessons in life. You may never feel completely ready. You might feel nervous. You might feel inexperienced. You might feel confused. You might feel afraid. Start anyway. Confidence often comes after action, not before it. You don't become confident and then start. Sometimes, you start, and confidence comes later. You speak English badly, then you speak a little better. Then you make fewer mistakes. Then you become comfortable. Then one day, you realize you're no longer afraid. The confidence was built along the way. Give your dream a date. Here's something practical. If you have a dream, give it a date. Not because everything must happen by that date, but because a date creates commitment. Instead of saying, someday, I'll learn English, say, by the end of this year, I want to be able to hold a 20-minute conversation in English. Instead of, someday, I'll get a better job, say, for the next 6 months, I will consistently improve my skills and apply strategically. Instead of, someday, I'll travel, say, I will save a specific amount every month. A dream without a plan remains a wish. A goal with a plan becomes a possibility. Calendar. Don't plan your whole life. But don't make another mistake. You don't need to plan every detail of the next 10 years. Life changes. You change. Your interests change. Your circumstances change. Sometimes the goal you have today won't be the goal you have 3 years from now. That's okay. Have a direction. Then adjust along the way. Think of a journey. You know where you're going. But you don't necessarily know every road you'll take. That's life. You need direction, not a perfect map. Discipline will carry you when motivation disappears. There will be days when you feel inspired. You'll wake up and think, I'm going to change my life. You'll make a huge plan. You'll write everything down. You'll feel excited. And then, 3 days later, you don't feel like doing anything. That's normal. Motivation comes and goes. That's why you need discipline. Discipline says, I don't feel like doing this today, but I'll do a little anyway. Maybe you don't study for 2 hours. Study for 20 minutes. Maybe you don't exercise for an hour. Walk for 15 minutes. Maybe you don't feel like practicing English. Speak for 5 minutes. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to keep the habit alive. There will be bad days. Your journey won't always look beautiful. Some days you'll fail. Some days you'll procrastinate. Some days you'll question yourself. Some days you'll wonder whether the dream is worth it. That's part of it. Don't expect the road to be straight. There will be turns. There will be obstacles. There will be delays. There may even be moments when you need to start again. Starting again doesn't mean you failed. It means you're still willing to continue. You can always restart. Maybe you've already wasted time. Maybe you started something and quit. Maybe you've been saying, I'll start tomorrow, for months. Maybe you've lost confidence. Maybe you feel like you've fallen too far behind. Listen carefully. You can restart. You don't need a new year. You don't need a Monday. You don't need a new month. You don't need permission. You can restart on an ordinary Tuesday morning. You can restart tonight. You can restart right now. The past cannot be changed. But the next decision can. Stop watching, start doing. There's another trap. We consume so much information about the life we want, that we forget to actually build it. We watch videos about fitness, but don't exercise. We watch videos about English, but don't speak. We watch videos about careers, but don't practice skills. We watch videos about business, but never start. Information feels productive, but information isn't transformation. At some point, you have to close the video, put down the phone, and do the work, even if it's imperfect. Action beats endless preparation. Your dream may look small at first. Don't be embarrassed by your beginning. Your first video may have 10 views. Your first project may be simple. Your first conversation may be full of mistakes. Your first interview may go badly. Your first attempt may look nothing like the final result. That's okay. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful creator had a first video. Every confident speaker once struggled to speak. Every experienced professional once had no experience. Don't judge your first chapter against someone else's final chapter. You are allowed to start small. Imagine your future self. I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from today. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine that you've been consistent. You've practiced. You've learned. You've worked. You've made mistakes. You've continued. What would be different? Maybe your English is better. Maybe you have a new job. Maybe you have new skills. Maybe you've saved money. Maybe you've traveled somewhere. Maybe you've become healthier. Maybe you're more confident. Maybe you're simply happier with yourself. Now imagine something else. Imagine reaching that day and realizing you didn't start. You spent the whole year waiting. Waiting for motivation. Waiting for confidence. Waiting for the perfect time. Which version of the future do you want? The version where you say, I'm glad I started. Or the version where you say, I wish I had started. Your actions today are creating that future. Your future self needs your help. Your future self cannot come back and save you. Your future self cannot say, please start today. Only you can do that. Every small action you take today is a gift to the person you'll become tomorrow. When you practice English today, you're helping tomorrow's version of yourself. When you learn a skill, you're helping your future career. When you save money, you're helping your future independence. When you exercise, you're helping your future health. When you work on your dream, you're helping the person you're becoming. Your future isn't somewhere far away. You're building it right now. Don't make your dream dependent on other people. Sometimes we need support, of course, but don't make your dream completely dependent on whether people believe in it. Some people won't understand. Some people may laugh. Some people may tell you to be realistic. Some people may say, that's too difficult. Maybe they are trying to protect you. Maybe they don't understand your vision. That's okay. You don't have to fight with them. You don't have to prove anything. Just keep working. Let your actions speak. Shadowing practice. Now it's your turn. Remember our rule. Don't just listen. Speak aloud. Repeat after me. I have dreams for my future. I believe my dreams are possible. I don't need to achieve everything at once. I can take one step at a time. I can start small. I can improve every day. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be consistent. I will turn my dreams into goals. I will turn my goals into actions. I will keep moving forward. Again, my future is built by what I do today. I will not wait for the perfect moment. I will start with what I have. I will learn from my mistakes. I will begin again when I need to. I will not give up on myself. And one more time, I don't just dream about the life I want. I am building it. Your dream needs you. Your dream doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to show up. It doesn't need you to know everything. It needs you to keep learning. It doesn't need you to have unlimited time. It needs you to use the time you have. It doesn't need everyone to believe in you. It needs you to keep believing. And most importantly, your dream doesn't need one giant action. It needs hundreds of small ones. A page today. A conversation today. A workout today. One application today. One lesson today. One small step today. Then tomorrow, another, and another, and another, until one day, you look around and realize that the life you once called a dream has become your reality. So tonight, I want you to ask yourself, what is one dream I don't want to give up on? Don't think about 10 dreams. Choose one. Now ask, what is one thing I can do for that dream tomorrow? Not next month. Not next year. Tomorrow. Maybe it's 15 minutes. Maybe it's one application. Maybe it's one lesson. Maybe it's one phone call. Maybe it's one page. Whatever it is, do it. Because your dream doesn't need another year of thinking. It needs one small action. Then another. And another. One day, you may look back at the person you are today. And you may want to tell them, thank you. Thank you for starting. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for practicing when nobody was watching. Thank you for continuing when it was difficult. Thank you for believing when there was no proof yet. Thank you for taking that first step. So don't wait for your life to magically change. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait until you're completely ready. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn what you don't know. Take one step, then take another. Your dream may look far away today. That's okay. Every journey begins with a step. And maybe, the person you want to become is not as far away as you think. Maybe she's being built, one ordinary day at a time. So dream, plan, start, fail, learn, try again, keep going, and never underestimate what can happen when you give one small goal enough time. Thank you for joining me for today's 30-day English shadowing challenge. If you're practicing with me, don't just listen to this video. Speak it aloud, repeat the sentences, copy the rhythm, feel the words, and most importantly, use them in your own life. If you enjoyed today's practice, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to English with Suma. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, don't just dream about the life you want. Start building it. See you tomorrow.